So this is a video, it's not exactly a review, it's kind of a critique on a couple of elements of the movie for Lego Movie 2 that I just wanted to talk about and discuss with you guys in the description, the comments. You can't type in the description, I can though, but you can. Anyways, spoiler alert, there are going to be lots of spoilers here, so if you don't want spoilers for the Lego Movie 2, go ahead and leave now. Don't read the comments. Oh my gosh, don't read the comments if you don't want spoilers, because we're going to be discussing all kinds of really deep topics here. So that's enough time. It's been over 30 seconds. Here we go. So the first thing I want to talk about is the first three acts of the movie. I'm not exactly a movie guy, but like we have the introduction, the conflict established, the attempts to solve it, and then kind of the resolution, I believe, are the main four steps. So go ahead and correct me on that if you're a movie buff out there, because I'm just a humble Lego buff, very humble. So the first thing is the first kind of conflict. The first three acts is that the boy and the girl don't see eye to eye, and we kind of get some hints of this early on with the Duploids not taking damage from any of the minifigures defending Bricksburg and then later Apocalypseburg. The thing like Batman throwing the Batarang and the Duploid saying, "You missed," and not taking damage, obviously. So that's the girl saying, literally in the real world in the movie, that no, he didn't hit me, and pretending it didn't happen, which causes her things to kind of all be Mary Sue's in a way. I don't really want to throw out Mary Sue too lightly, but General Mayhem as well kind of is this, whereas the girl says, well, she can fight Wildstyle, and Wildstyle can't beat her, so they have that whole fight scene happens. We're going to jump around the whole movie here, but stuff like that. They're not seeing eye to eye, they're not playing together, so that kind of makes all of the girls' things overpowered, I'd say, maybe a little bit, not positive. And then kind of once the boy realizes, right around the same time the figures realize that the girl stuff isn't evil, that they kind of start playing together and everything starts working out. And then they can defeat the main villain. So let's talk about that. The main villain, not being Queen whatever I want to be, but Rex Dangervest is the main villain, and he is Emmett. He's Emmett. He even says in the movie, "You're the reason I started wearing vests," because he is Emmett. So him being the bad guy, I honestly didn't. I kind of saw him as being like an antagonizing force, not necessarily the bad guy though, because he was kind of giving Emmett some mediocre advice throughout the movie, and you're kind of like, this guy's gonna kind of be a problem, but I didn't see him being the bad guy, and I definitely didn't see him being Emmett necessarily. I definitely saw a lot of people theorizing, oh, he's Emmett's imagination, and they made fun of that in the movie, which I think was great. But him being a time-traveling Emmett is really weird, because whose imagination was he from? The boy was carrying Rexcelsior's ship, so did he find an Emmett, or did he make up the backstory about him being underneath the washing machine? Did he find him under the washing machine in the dryer? Or did he just make up a new Emmett when maybe the girl didn't steal Emmett though? So it's hard to say, like, did he actually lose Emmett under there and then made a new Emmett, which was Rex, which was future Emmett? Or so what's the actual timeline in the real world in the movie for that? Because that gets kind of murky. The Back to the Futuring and the reference to all the time machines where he goes and steals all the different parts, and this hot tub, which was fun. Reference to Hot Tub Time Machine. Basically all of the Warner Brother movies that involve time travel, I guess, that they could get the rights to, they stuck in, because Bill and Ted definitely don't have Lego sets, and Hot Tub Time Machine didn't have any figures next to the hot tub, which was fun, question mark. But so that was a nice kind of reference for the adults, because kids aren't going to see that. And then they even say, oh, it's a cool movie that older kids get to watch. They did that a couple times. But so Rex definitely represents the more mature boy, but like he learns his lesson and keeps Emmett so that Rex doesn't exist. But that kind of timeline gets a little murky, so I think that'd be a fun thing to discuss if you've got a theory for that timeline. So then the girl is, oh no, we don't want to fight you, we're not evil. But what if So this is the best theory I've come up with so far, and it's 5 minutes into the video, so this is only for the serious theorists out there. The girls' figures and Lego creations, there's a lot of brick built figurines like the Banana Man. I think they're evil. And this is kind of my thinking behind it is, first of all, they kidnap people. They don't so General Mayhem comes down and can't be beaten in a fight. And then later when Wildstyle and her fight over the entertainment thing, they talk about I forget what it's a cell phone. They fight over the cell phone. I forget the terminology they use. But she can't be beaten. So basically she could have at any point not died and convinced the other figures, no, we want to be your friends. We want to have a marriage for political, reasons so that you guys will trust us. Half of everything, goes to Batman or whoever, they want it to be. And she couldn't have been defeated while this was happening. So she could have explained herself and not had to kidnap them, so that's kind of weird that she would have decided to do that. But okay, that's a little bit of evidence. But here's the big one: the Fabulanders. So the Fabuland figures were down in the, I want to call it a lava room. That's what I've been calling it. But it was the room where they were kind of melting down, quote unquote, the Lego bricks to make new bricks. They were dumping them, all the random colors. They were sorted by color though, into vats, and they were just. Yeah, so let's jump on this real quick. Basically, Planet Duploid was taking all of the Lego bricks that it had stolen from Bricksburg, I guess, and sorting them by color into a train. The train was then going to the Sistar home world or something, to another planet. They were dumping them into vats, and I think they dumped them all into the same vat. I could be wrong. And then they kind of turned into translucent orange, and they were all lavy. Anyways, in that room, so the point I was making there, because I didn't make a great change, the Duploids were doing work for no reason, which is not necessarily evil, but it ain't not evil, if that makes sense. Anyways, Duploids are doing that. The Fabulanders definitely don't look happy doing this work. And yeah, not everyone has to be happy with their job, but they're in a room, tons of heat, and they're very sad looking. The one scratching his butt, so I guess it wasn't and there wasn't overlord people, watchers making sure they were doing their work, I guess is a thing that makes it less evil. They weren't getting tortured to do the work. They might have been getting compensated, we don't know, but they definitely didn't look happy to make the giant cake for the wedding. So that's kind of weird. And then we definitely saw happy Fabulanders. It wasn't all the Fabulanders were down there. There were a couple other scenes, and that's a big thing in the news, Lego news lately, is there's a Fabulander. Oh my gosh, Fabulander cameo. But they definitely didn't look happy doing their job, which kind of weird considering that even the random people who had Superman and Lex Luthor getting along, the song had made them happy, and they could have been brainwashed. It's hard to say, but oh no, we're not brainwashed. We're just so happy. So why wouldn't the Fabulanders be happy about their role in life? And it's a fairly prestigious thing, building this giant cake for a wedding or whatever. So I would, kind of weird. I'm definitely don't want to say they weren't evil, but maybe they weren't aggressive to the boys' figures, which they were aggressive a lot. And kind of the way it's explained is, oh no, you attacked us first. The Duploids came down, and Queen, here's another big spoiler, so if you haven't left yet, Queen whatever is a thing that Emmett built. It's the heart, the peace offering that the Duploids then eat, becomes their queen. They take it back. It's their queen because it can be whatever. And Emmett says it can be whatever you want it to be. So the Duploids are oh no, you attacked us first, or all the girl things, you attacked us first, because once they ate that, they got more, and they started getting rambunctious. And I guess that's how kids act, little kids, babies act. They're this is amazing, I need all of it, and they try to take all of it. But then Lucy hit them with a giant hammer she made, and it didn't do anything because of we talked about plot armor Mary Sueism. But anyways, very adorable music numbers. I loved those. I know some people hated on those. Was Queen whatever and the other girl quote unquote sets, were they evil, or were they just the wrong viewpoint for most of the movie? Were we looking at them because we were being narrated by the boys' imagination, quote unquote? And then the kind of, there's a couple other things like the time traveling Rex theory. And of course, if you have a theory you want discussed, go ahead and comment. And I plan on reading a lot of these. And if you haven't seen the movie, obviously that's not, don't worry about it. When you do see the movie, come back, comment, and we can talk about it. Or if you've read a full thing, if you want more of a review, I can give you a full review. Overall, I'm just going to say at the end here, I gave the movie a 7 out of 10. Pretty damn good movie. It's a little kiddie. The big thing that threw me off was the animation. I know a lot of people are going to be like, oh no, the animation was great. They do a lot of cheating. In the Lego movie, they say, some of the interviews, they're like, oh no, we made everything so it could be done by the actual Lego people. But like, there's a lot of shrugging where the arms move around. They can't move up. They just do it though. The heads tilting and stuff. There's a lot of that. And also, they didn't render water using Lego bricks again. They did use some, fabrics and stuff. And we'll go into a whole review of that if you want it. Just let me know if you want it. Comment those things that we talked about. Like it, of course. If you like this video, that helps. Everyone knows that. If you don't think I should be spoiling this stuff, go ahead and dislike it, I guess. You jerk. And I just want everyone else to remember, rest in pieces, my users. Thank you, and that's it for me.